ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुताः पदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। So welcome all of you all for the Bhagavad Gita chapter wise overview course. So today we are doing the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita called Universal Form Virat Rupa Darshan. So before we get into the 11th chapter, as we have been doing every time, we'll just do like a quick recap of the first 10 chapters, the acronyms of the first 10 chapters. Chapter 1, what is the acronym? The breakup of chapter 1, doubt. Chapter 2, Gita. Chapter 3, what is the acronym? 3. Okay. T-R-E-E. Chapter 4, years. Transcendental knowledge, you hear it through your ears. Chapter 5, step. Chapter 6, easy. Chapter 7, head, correct. Transcendental knowledge. No, chapter 7 is knowledge of the absolute. The acronym is head. Knowledge you gain through the head. That's the way you remember. Chapter 8, dead. Because chapter 8 speaks about the concept of death. Chapter 9, king. Raja Vidya, the acronym is king. Chapter 10, which we saw last time, C. S-E-E. Because in chapter 10, Lord Krishna explains how we can see him in this material world. So now we are coming to a very important chapter, Virat Rupa Darshan. Okay? We remember in our childhood when we used to see Mahabharata, the only thing we were all waiting for is Virat Rupa Darshan. Okay? This is the most important thing. So this is a very interesting chapter and a very instructive chapter also. So this chapter has total 55 verses, and the acronym for chapter 11 is Rupa, R-U-P-A. Because we are speaking about Virat Rupa Darshan, the acronym is R-U-P-A. Sorry, I forgot to get the projector, I can't show it here. But this is the acronym. So the first section of this chapter is verse number 1 to 4, which is the R of the acronym Rupa, and this R stands for request. In the first 4 verses, Arjuna is requesting Krishna to show the universal form. So in the first verse, Arjuna is telling Krishna, my dear Krishna, Mad anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma samgitam yat tyaktotam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. So Arjuna is telling, my dear Krishna, already till now you have given me so much knowledge, my illusion has all been dispelled. So Prabhupada explains in this purport that how till now we have heard that how Krishna is the cause of all causes, Krishna is the source of all avatars. He is not an avatar but he is an avatar. In text 2, Arjuna says, my dear Krishna, I have heard in detail everything about your appearance, disappearance, how you manifest in this world. So Prabhupada explains what does appearance and disappearance means. Lord Krishna explains till now, till this point, the 10th chapter, how this entire material universe and all the creation, it comes from him and then it enters into him. Just like a spider, how does the spider create a web? The spider's web is made of what? The saliva. From its own mouth, the spider makes saliva, creates the web. And you know what the spider does? It can eat that web back again. That's how Lord Krishna does. Spider doesn't get material from outside. Spider uses its own saliva to make a web. It stays in the web and then it eats that own web. Similarly, Lord Krishna, he creates the material world, maintains the world, and at the time of annihilation, everything enters into him. So in this way, Arjuna has heard all this philosophy. Now Arjuna wants to actually see this universal form. What does universal form mean? The universe is come from Krishna. So Arjuna wants to see how Krishna created this universe. He actually wants to visualize this whole thing. So therefore in text 3 he explains, Evam etat yata tattvam atmanam parameshwara drishtum ichchami te rupam aishwaram purushottamam. So Lord Krishna in one of the previous chapters he explains how everything comes from him, everything is dependent on him, and still he is not in this world. This world comes from him. Krishna has his existence outside this world also. So it is very difficult to understand Krishna. We gave this example now. When Krishna ate that mud and Yashoda was seeing in the mouth of Krishna, what was Yashoda seeing? She was seeing the entire universe. Now Yashoda and Krishna are standing in one universe and she is seeing that universe in Krishna. So this is the mystic power of Krishna. So now Arjuna is asking Krishna, my dear Lord, I have a desire. I want to see this universal form of yours. How you have entered into this universe and how this universe is working. So Srila Prabhupada explains something very beautiful in the purport. Prabhupada explains, Arjuna actually, it is not that Arjuna didn't have faith in Krishna. Right? You know, we have this concept of seeing is believing. Na? Only when you see, you believe. Arjuna didn't have to see the powers of Krishna. He knew Krishna is God. But why is Arjuna asking Krishna, show me the universal form? Why is Arjuna asking? Because Arjuna knows in future, people will think that Krishna is an ordinary person. So to prove to everyone that Krishna is not an ordinary person, in order to preach to everyone the glory of Krishna, Arjuna is asking. So Prabhupada explains here, this is the mood of a sincere devotee. He wants the glory of Krishna to be spread everywhere. He doesn't want people to criticize Krishna as an ordinary person. So Prabhupada explains here, if anyone tells you that I am God, if anyone tells you, we have a lot of people in this world who will tell you, I am also avatar of God. What you have to tell him? Show a universal form. This is test of God. This होता है ना litmus test होता है, अलग-अलग test होता है. The test of God is God has to show universal form, just like Krishna showed Arjuna. So in text 4, Arjuna is asking Krishna, Manyase yati tat shakyam maya drashtum iti prabho yogeshwaro tatommitvam darshayatmanam avyayam. So Arjuna, he is not demanding Krishna, show me the universal form. How is Arjuna requesting? He tells Krishna, my dear Krishna, if you think I am qualified, I have a desire to see, but if you think I am qualified, I am able to see it, please show this to me. So Prabhupada explains here, no one can give an order to Krishna. Krishna, you have to show yourself. No one can do that. Krishna is Swarat. We can only request Krishna and we can gain the mercy of Krishna by our service, the mood of service. So Prabhupada in the purport explains the meaning of one particular verse. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhaved Grayam Indriyai Sevan Mukehi Jivado Swayam Eva Spuradyata. So it is explained that we cannot see Krishna through our material senses. Only when we please Krishna, then only Krishna will reveal himself to us. So Arjuna is in this mood of service. He is not demanding Krishna. He's requesting Krishna very kindly, very humbly, please, if you feel I am qualified, show me your universal form. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's Guru, whenever he would speak anything, he would always say, if Krishna desires, I will do so and so. So we may have a desire, just like Arjuna has a desire, but we know that beyond that desire is Krishna's desire. When Srila Prabhupada, he went to America, at some point he became very, very sick and Prabhupada was hospitalized. And the devotees were feeling what will happen now, because ISKCON was just started, very, very new, the movement was. So the devotees were thinking, if Prabhupada is not there, what will happen to all of us? So they told Prabhupada, should we pray to Krishna, my dear Krishna, please save Prabhupada for all of us. Prabhupada said, you should pray to Krishna, my dear Krishna, if it is your desire, please allow Prabhupada to live so that he can help us further. So this is the mood of every sincere devotee. He has a desire, but his desire is subordinate to Krishna's desire. Ultimately, a sincere devotee is dependent on Krishna's desire. So this is the first section, verse number 1 to 4, where Arjuna is requesting Krishna to show the universal form. Why? Because Arjuna wants the glory of Krishna to be spread everywhere. The next section, verse number 5 to 14, is the description of the universal form. Virat Rupa Darshan. What is this universal form is 5 to 14. In text 5, Lord Krishna explains, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Pashyame Partha Rupani Shatasota Sahasrasha Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varnani Kirtinicha. So Lord Krishna says, my dear Arjuna, please let your desire be fulfilled. See my universal form, my opulence with thousands of heads, thousands of colors, everything in one place. Pashyadityan Vasun Rudran Ashvino Marutastata Bahuni Adrishta Purvani Paschascharyani Bharata. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, you can see in one place Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumars, everything, all the demigods in one place. So this is another reason why Arjuna wanted Lord Krishna to show the universal form, to show that if we worship Krishna, we are satisfying all the demigods. In this universal form, what does Arjuna see? He sees Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumars. You will see further ahead, Brahma. Everyone is in the universal form. So if we satisfy Krishna, automatically all the demigods are satisfied, because all the demigods are part and parcel of Krishna. Ihaikastam Jagat Krishnam Paschadyad Sacharacharam Mamatehe Gudakesha Yachaya Drashtum Ichchasi. So Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, see whatever you want in this universal form. Sitting in one place, Krishna is telling Arjuna, you can see everything, past, present, future, everything in one place. So Prabhupada explains in the purport, to see the universe, can you see the universe sitting in one place? No. If you want to see America, Europe, everything, can you see all these places sitting in Goa? You will have to actually go. But Krishna is so great, Krishna is so kind to his pure devotee Arjuna. Arjuna didn't have to go anywhere. The entire universe came there. Arjuna didn't have to go. The entire universe came there. So this is something impossible. Krishna made this impossible possible for Arjuna. So what is the meaning? What is the lesson for all of us? It means if we actually connect to Krishna, we can experience everything in one place only. When we sit to sincerely chant Hare Krishna, whatever we have to experience can be experienced in that only. Our idea of experience is we want to go around everywhere. But if you chant the holy name, everything is there in the holy name of Krishna. Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his song he explains, Nama bina kichu nahi ko aar, 14 bhuvana maje. Other than the holy name, nothing is there. So if you just sit and chant Hare Krishna in one place, just sit and hear Bhagavatam, you know everything. Right? Like if you read Bhagavatam, you will find the descriptions of the universe. So just by sitting in one place, you will understand everything that you need to know about all the creation of Krishna. So Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, you cannot see this universal form with the present eyes. Therefore, I am giving you divine eyes. Natu mam shakshashe drashtum ananeva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshu pashyame yogam aishwaram. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, you cannot see me with this ordinary eyes. I am giving you a special eye to see this universal form. For those who think, we explain that if someone has to prove themselves to be God, they have to show the universal form. But someone may tell you, I am God, I can show you the universal form, but you don't have the eyes to see. You should tell her that. Arjuna also didn't have the vision to see. Krishna gave him that vision. So Krishna gave that vision for Arjuna to see. Just like you have that, you see these 3D images, virtual images, you need a special glass for it. So Arjuna got a very special vision to see this universal form. Sanjay Uvacha, Evam Ukta Tato Rajam Mahayogeshwaro Hari Darshayamasa Partaya Param Rupam Aishwaram. And saying this, Lord Krishna showed the universal form. And what did Arjuna see? Text 10 and 11. Aneka Vatra Nayanam Anekadbhuta Darshanam Anek Divya Varnam Divya Anek Dayata Yudam. So it is explained here. Arjuna saw many heads, many mouths, many garments, many dresses, many scents, many colors, everything in one place. So Prabhupada explains here, the word anek, many, is coming again and again in this verse. Anek. So unlimited faces, unlimited dresses, unlimited forms Arjuna could see. Can you imagine if you have to do Shringar for the universal form? How much dress you will need? Again, unlimited dresses. So this is Krishna's universal form, unlimited colors, unlimited dresses, unlimited number of faces. And in the next verse, in text 12, Sanjay explains here, this universal form, the effulgence of it was like hundreds of thousands of suns together. Divi Surya Sahasrasya. One sun, we cannot see it, in the afternoon time, you cannot even look at the sun. It's so glaring. Can you imagine 1,000 suns together? It's so powerful. So Prabhupada explains in the purport, this universal form only Arjuna could see, no one else could see. Everyone else was blinded literally. But Sanjay could see the universal form along with Arjuna because of the mercy of his Guru Vyasadeva. So Arjuna saw, sitting in one place, Arjuna saw different forms. And Arjuna was so scared seeing this universal form, Arjuna starts to offer prayers and he folds his hands. Text 14. Tatat Vishmaya Vishto Rishtaroma Dhananjaya Pranamya Shirasa Devam Kritanjali Abhasata. So till now Arjuna was thinking Lord Krishna to be his friend. Now suddenly he sees his friend in this universal gigantic form. Arjuna forgets that friendship for the time being and he's getting mood of awe and reverence, wonder. He's struck with wonder seeing this universal form. So he's folding his hands and offering prayers to Krishna. Suddenly the mood changes. So Prabhupada explains here that we all have a certain relationship with Krishna. Just like Arjuna had a relationship with Krishna in friendship. So we have 5 primary rasas, 7 secondary rasas. We all have a relationship. And the process of bhakti is basically to invoke this kind of relationship with Krishna. Just like Bhishma and Lord Krishna, they had a relationship. What was the rasa? It was Virya rasa. So Bhishma wanted to see Krishna in that fighting spirit. It was Virya rasa. So we all want to taste different rasas in this world. We want to see something astonishing. We want to see something bewildering. We want to see some fighting spirit. We want to have friends. We want to have someone who can give us love and affection. All those relationships can be experienced with Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is called Akila Rasamrita Murti. Krishna is filled with all kinds of rasa. So now, this is the description of the universal form, 5 to 14. The second section, U. So R is the request, 1 to 4. Rupa, U refers to universal form, 5 to 14. Now, P refers to prayers, 15 to literally 45. Till the end, literally, Arjuna is offering prayers to Krishna and Lord Krishna responds to Arjuna's prayers. So from 15 is the prayers of Arjuna. Just like in Bhagavatam you have prayers of Kunti Maharani, prayers of Bhishma Dev. So similarly prayers of Arjuna. if you find all the prayers, whether it is prayers of Kunti, prayers of Bhishma, prayers of Arjuna, you'll find a similar connection. All of them are glorifying Krishna as the Supreme Lord. All these people are authorities. We were discussing in our Bhagavatam class that these are all great Pandav family. Kunti, Bhishma, Arjuna, all these great Pandav family, they are all glorifying Krishna so wonderfully. So Arjuna's prayers is something that is definitely worth being meditated on, and we should definitely repeat these prayers. So Arjuna chants in text 15, Arjuna Vacha, Pashyami Devam Stava Deva Dehe, Sarvam Tata Bhuta Vishesha Sangan, Brahmananam Isham Kamalasanastam, Rishim Cha Sarvan Ugram Cha Divyam. So Arjuna is saying, my dear Krishna, I see in your body all the demigods. This is the point that Prabhupada is mentioning here. All the demigods are situated in the body of Krishna. If you serve Krishna, automatically all the demigods are pleased. Who does Arjuna see? He sees Brahmananam, Lord Brahma. Isham is Shiva. He sees Brahma, Shiva, all the snakes, serpents, rishis. Everything Arjuna sees in this universal form. Aneka bahudar bhakta netram pashyami tvam sarvato ananta rupam nantam na madhyam cha punastavadim pashyami vishveshwara vishwarupa. So these glorification of Arjuna is very important. So who is Krishna? Krishna is in this universal form. Arjuna sees many heads, many arms, many mouths, many bellies, and he says nantam na madhyam na punastavadim. Krishna has no beginning, no middle, no end. Okay? Can you imagine? Yashoda was tying Krishna with that rope. Okay? Can you have a rope that ties this universal form? How can you have a rope that ties this universal form? Impossible. It has no beginning, no end, no middle. And he says, Pashyami Vishveshwara. Who is Krishna? Krishna is Vishveshwara, the Lord of the universe, Jagannath, Vishwarupa. And this is his Vishwarupa form. Right? So, Krishna is what? He is the master of the universe, Vishveshwara. And Krishna is the universe also. You getting the point? Krishna is everything. He is the master of the universe, and he is also the universe. He is Vishveshwara, and he is also Vishwarupa. Everything is Krishna. In the Bhagavatam, Chatushloki Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna explains, this Chatushloki Bhagavatam is Lord Vishnu explaining Brahma. So Lord Vishnu tells Brahma, before creation I was there, during creation I am only there, and after creation also I am only going to be there. That means what we are seeing in this world is actually Krishna only, Krishna's energy in this world. So before creation Krishna is there, during creation, after creation it is only Krishna. And then Arjuna says, my dear Krishna, your form is so effulgent. You know, it is so powerful, like the glowing of thousands of suns, and I can see so many crowns, clubs, and discs. Text 18, you all can repeat this shloka after me. Tvam aksharam paramam veditavyam Tvam asya vishwasya param nidhanam Tvam avyaya shashvata dharma gopta Sanatanastvam purusho mato me. So Lord, Arjuna is telling Lord Krishna, my dear Krishna, Tvam Aksharam. Aksharam means you are infallible. Just a minute. So Arjuna is telling Krishna, my dear Krishna, you are Aksharam, you are infallible. Paramam veditavyam, tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam. So Arjuna is telling Krishna, you are the primeval objective. So we want to know many things, but ultimately if we know Krishna, we know everything. And if you don't know Krishna, you don't know anything. So Arjuna is telling Krishna, you are to be known by all knowledge. Tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam. And Krishna is the resting place of all the universes. All the universes, everyone in this world is actually resting on Krishna. Tvam avyaya. What does avyaya means? Avyaya means inexhaustible. So Lord Krishna is inexhaustible. Shashvata Dharma Gopta. So Shashvata Dharma Gopta means Krishna is the maintainer of eternal principles of religion. Krishna is maintaining the principles of religion. Sanatanas Purusho Matome. And Lord Krishna is eternal, Sanatan, and he is the supreme person. You will find the word Purusha coming again and again here. So, we discussed even in Bhagavatam, Kunti Maharani's prayers, Bhishma Deva's prayers. Krishna he is not impersonal. Krishna has a form. Therefore, the acronym for this chapter itself is Rupa. Krishna has a form, Purusha. And then he says in the next verse, Anadi Madhyantam Ananta Viryam Ananta Bahum Shashishurya Netram Pashyami Tvam Dikta Hutasha Bhaktram Svo Tejasa Vishwam Idam Tapantam. Says, my dear Lord, your glory is unlimited. You don't have your source. You are beginningless. And then he says, from your mouth there is unlimited fire coming out. And this fire, the universal form was so scary. There was so much fire and heat coming out. Not only Arjuna, all the 3 planets, everyone was seeing this universal form. All of them were scared. So Gopal explains here, what it means is, not only Arjuna, but people in the heavens also were seeing the universal form. By the mercy of Arjuna, this darshan of the universal form was given to so many people. See, this is a very important point. When a pure devotee has a certain desire, when a pure devotee wants to see a form of the Lord, he not only gets darshan, but that darshan is given to so many people. Right? Like we have Gopal Bhattu Goswami, who wanted to see the form of the Lord as Radha Raman. He got darshan, but because of the mercy of Gopal Bhattu Goswami, so many people got darshan. Prahlad Maharaj wanted to see Narasimha Dev. He got darshan, but because of him, so many people got darshan. So when a pure devotee is wanting something, not only he benefits, but the benefit is given to so many people. So people from all the 3 worlds were looking at this universal form. But this universal form of Krishna is not like Radha Raman. This universal form of Krishna is very, very scary, very fearful. So all the people, all the rishis who were looking at it, they were so scared. They were saying, Pahima, my dear Krishna, save us, save us. They were very, very scared. And then Arjuna says that all the demigods, Rudra Aditya, Vashavo, Gecha Sadhya, Vishveshvino, Marutas, Choshma Pascha, Gandharva Yaksha, Sura Siddha Sangha, Vikshanti Tvam, Vimitas Chaiva Sarve. So this is something very interesting. Arjuna was seeing all the demigods in the universal form, but looking at this universal form is all the demigods. And all the demigods were very, very scared looking at the universal form. So there is something interesting. All the demigods are in the universal form, and still they had a separate existence and looking at this universal form. So understanding Krishna is completely beyond us. And then Arjuna is telling Krishna, this text 24, he is telling Krishna, my dear Krishna, this universal form is so fearful, I cannot maintain my balance. I am losing my balance. So, this is a very interesting point. See, Arjuna had a desire. What was his desire? He wanted to see the universal form. But after seeing the universal form, what is his reaction? He is scared. Param Puja Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he has a quote. He says, when desires are fulfilled, misery begins. So Arjuna had a desire to see the universal form, but after seeing the universal form, he is scared. That means, whenever you want to see Krishna, he was seeing Krishna in the form of Krishna. But when you want to see Krishna, what is universal form? In one sense, universal form is Krishna's material form. Universe is matter, right? Krishna's material form. So we have a choice whether we want to see Krishna in his spiritual form or we want to see Krishna in his material form. Krishna in his spiritual form is very pleasing. But if you want to see same Krishna in his material form, the material energy of Krishna, it is very, very dangerous, very, very scary. You have, just like Arjuna is very scared seeing this material form, universal form of Krishna, you have the story of Markandeya Rishi. Have you all heard the story of Markandeya Rishi? Markandeya Rishi was a very powerful saint. He had a very long life for 7 kalpas. So one time he goes to Lord Vishnu and he tells Vishnu, my dear Lord, I want to see your Maya Shakti. I want to experience Maya in fullness. So Lord Vishnu says, why do you want to see Maya? Why do you want to experience Maya? He says, no, just like that, I want to experience. And suddenly there's a massive flood. Universal flood is there. Everything is drowned in this flood. Everyone is dead. Huge waves, huge fishes. And Markandeya Rishi is floating in this universal water. Now he has a boon that he has a long life. This fellow is not dying also. Markandeya Rishi is not dying. He is wishing to die, but he is not dying. And he's just floating in the water. He's being thrown up and down. There is no land at all. And that is the time, and it goes on for a very long time. And Markandeya Rishi is thinking, why did I desire to see the Maya Shakti of Krishna? So similarly, when we have a desire to see the material energy of Krishna, Krishna may fulfill the desire, but after it is fulfilled, we will land into deep misery. So Arjuna, what he is seeing in this universal form, he is seeing, text 26-27, he is seeing the sons of Dhritarashtra, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and some of the soldiers, some of the warriors from his party, all entering into the mouth of the universal form. Ami chatvam Dhritarashtra putra sarve sahaivani pala sangai Bhishma Drona sutta putra statasu sahasmadiye apiyota mukhye. So entering into the mouth of the universal form is Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and so many people. That means this 11th chapter of Gita means the fight has not yet started. The fight starts after. So even before the war, the result was declared. We saw in the first chapter of Gita some of the symptoms of Arjuna's victory. So now again here you can see in the 11th chapter, already Krishna has declared the result. Match fixing ho gaya. Okay. The result is already declared in the beginning only. Right? Victory will be for the Pandavas. So Arjuna was seeing all this. So Prabhupada explains, why does Krishna show this? Because as devotees, Arjuna and the Pandavas didn't want to fight. So Krishna is telling all of them, you all just do your duty. Result is with me. I have already decided what the fate should be. And then Arjuna says, he sees all these personalities entering into the mouth of the universal form, just like rivers flow in an ocean, or just like a moth enters into fire. You have seen in the night, when there is a night lamp, street lamp, you find so many insects, they all die. So similarly, this universal form is a form that is very fearful, exactly a form of death. And all these people are entering into this mouth of the universal form. And then in text 31, Arjuna is asking Krishna, because till now he thought he knew Krishna. But he seeing this universal form, he is confused. Who is this? I am not sure whether I have understood Krishna or not. So he is asking Krishna, Vigyatum Ichchami Bhavantam Madhyam. My dear Krishna, please tell me who you are. What is your motto? What is your mission in life? And then in text 32, Lord Krishna says, Kalosmi Lokash Shayakrit Pravruddho. My dear Arjuna, I have come as time to destroy everyone. Kalosmi. So Krishna is introducing himself as time. And what does time mean? Time means at the end, everyone is going to be destroyed. However powerful. Prabhupada explains in one purport of Bhagavatam. What is history? We all have learned history, na? What is history? So Prabhupada says history means names of people who have come and gone. That is all history is. Whatever the history is, what it means, ऐसा कोई व्यक्ति था, बस. That's it. However powerful, Hiranyakashipu, Duryodhan, Karna, whatever you name it, Hitler, ye, wo, gone. Everything is gone. Ultimate victory is with Krishna only. So Krishna in the form of death, Kala is death basically. Krishna in the form of death is finishing the life of everyone. So Krishna tells, my dear Arjuna, with the exception of you Pandavas, listen to this, with the exception of you Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be killed. So not only that, the soldiers on Kaurava's side, even the soldiers on Pandava's side are going to be killed. So Prabhupada explains, we were discussing Bhishma Dev's prayers. In order to establish something great, some sacrifice is needed. So even the Pandavas were supposed to lose something. So this is a very important point. Other than the Pandavas, Krishna was supposed to finish everyone. That was his aim in this battlefield of Kurukshetra. So text 33 is a very important verse for us to meditate on. You can repeat this verse after me. Tasmat tvam uttishta yasho labhasva Chitva shatrum bhukshva rajam samriddham Maye vahite nihita purvameva Nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Arjuna's one name is Savyasachi. Savyasachi means one who can shoot arrows expertly. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, result is already declared. Everyone is going to die. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, Tasmat tvam uttishta yasho labhasva. So what you should do, Arjuna? Get up and fight. Because Arjuna was very demotivated, he didn't want to fight. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, just fight and get glory. I am killing everyone, but you take the credit. So Krishna is so merciful. Krishna loves the devotee so much. Ultimately Krishna is doing it, but Krishna gives credit to the devotees. He said, you fight and you get glory. Chitva shatru bhokshva raja samriddham. Arjuna, you win, kill your enemies, you enjoy the kingdom. And Lord Krishna tells, Maye vayate nihita purvameva. They are already dead by my arrangement. What you have to do? Nimitta matram bhava savyasachi. Bhava is become. Savyasachi is Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, just become my instrument. I was giving this example somewhere. When a doctor does expert surgery, you give credit to the doctor or you give credit to those instruments which the doctor used. Badhiya, what a knife it was. What a scissor that was. You never give credit. Credit is always given to the doctor. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, you are the instrument, be my instrument. Krishna is generally, credit is not given to an instrument, but Krishna is ready to give credit to the instrument. But Krishna is basically telling Arjuna, be my instrument. So we have a choice whether we want to be Krishna's instrument or we want to be Maya's instrument. Ultimately, someone is going to use us. Whether we want to be used by Krishna or whether we want to be used by Maya. So a devotee like Arjuna, our only prayer is, my dear Krishna, you please use me in the way you want. Oh Lord, let thy will be done. Srila Prabhupada, when he was going this boat to America, what was Prabhupada's mood? Same mood. Prabhupada is telling Krishna in his prayer, my dear Krishna, I am a puppet in your hand. Make me dance as you wish. Make me dance as you wish. So this is a devotee who is ready to do anything for Krishna and is ready to be a humble instrument in the hands of Krishna. And Lord Krishna tells, Drona, Bhishma, Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadratam cha Karnam tatanyam api yodha viran Maya hatam stvam jahime vyatista yuddhasva jetasi rane samatnan. Says all these people are already destroyed. You simply do the drama of fighting in the battle. So Krishna's basic message here is, you fight, I will kill. You fight, you do the acting of fighting, killing I will do. Just like the fight between Vali and Sugriv. You all know the story, no? Vali was very powerful, Sugriv was very weak. So Lord Ram told Sugriv, go and call Vali for a fight. Sugriv said, Vali will finish me. Lord Ram said, you just do the drama of fighting, I will kill. So Sugriv is fighting with Vali, but ultimately who killed Vali? That arrow of Ram. So we have to do that acting. We have to do that acting of fighting. But ultimately the one who is going to actually do it is Krishna. That is the mode. So Sanjay explains here, after seeing, so first is Arjuna offers certain, he offers his prayers for Lord Krishna, right? Actually the prayers of Arjuna are still to come. It's still to come. Those verses that we saw before is Arjuna's description of the universal form, his response to the universal form, and we saw Lord Krishna's response. Now, hearing Krishna's response, Arjuna again with folded hands, trembling, his voice faltering, he offers prayers to Krishna. Right. So these prayers of Arjuna are important. We will read these prayers. Text 36. Arjuna Vacha Sthane Rishikesha Tava Prakirtya Jagat Prahasyati Anurajyate Cha Rakshasmi Gitani Disho Dravanti Sarve Namashyanti Cha Siddha Sangha. So Arjuna is saying, my dear Krishna, the world becomes very joyful by hearing your name and everyone is attracted to you. But those who are demons get scared of you. So Krishna, is he fearful or is he loving? So Arjuna is saying here, all the devotees are glorifying you, they are happy seeing you, glorifying your name, but the demons are very afraid of you. So what is our mood? Depending on that, Krishna will reciprocate. As devotees, we love to hear about Krishna, we love to see the form of Krishna, but the same form of Krishna, the demons don't like. So these two categories will always be there. And then Arjuna says, Kasmachate na narimam mahatman Galiyashe Brahmano api adikritre Ananta Devesha Jagan Nivasa Tvam Aksharam Sat Asat Tat Param Yat. He says, my dear Lord, you are greater than even Brahma and everyone is offering obeisances to you. So this is a very important point. Mahatma means Krishna is greater than everyone. All the demigods worship Krishna. So therefore he is Devesha. What does Devesha mean? God of gods. The master of all, everyone. Jagat Nivasa. He is the refuge of the universe. He is Ananta, unlimited. Aksharam, imperishable. Sat Asat Tat Param Yat. That means he is the cause of all causes. Text 38, you all can repeat this verse. This is a very beautiful prayer of Arjuna. Tvamadi Deva Purusha Purana Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vedasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dama Tvaya Tatam Vishwam Ananta Rupa. So these prayers of Arjuna are very important. So some prayers may be repetition. The Prabhupada explains here two reasons why Arjuna is repeating. One is because he is in so much ecstasy, he is just repeating again and again. And second is he wants to stress the point that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Tvam Adi Deva. My dear Krishna, you are the original personality. Purusha. Again the word Purusha. You have a form, you are not impersonal. Purana. You are the oldest. Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. You are the resting place, you are the sanctuary, the resting place of the entire world. Vedasi Vedyam, you are to be known and you are the knower. So Krishna is both. Krishna knows everything and ultimately through all knowledge we have to know Krishna. And then he says, Param Chadama, you are supreme and you are the ultimate abode. Tvaya Tatam Vishwam Ananta Rupam. You are this cosmic manifestation and you are an unlimited form. Your form is completely beyond our imagination. Text 39. Vayuryamo Agnir Varuna Shashanka Prajapatisvam Prapitamahascha Namo Namaste Stu Sahasra Kritva Nashtabhuyopi Namo Namaste. Arjuna is glorifying Krishna. You are Vayu, you are Yama, you are Varuna, you are Shashanka, you are the moon, you are Prajapati, you are Brahma, you are everything. Namo Namaste Sahasra Kritva. I offer obeisances to you thousands and thousands of times. So this is the mood of a sincere devotee, is offering obeisances again and again. And Arjuna is so much in ecstasy, he is telling Krishna in the next verse, I offer you obeisances from the front, from behind, from all sides, because you are all pervading. Now this universal form is so big, naturally, imagine someone doing parikrama of the universal form. How much you can do parikrama? Right? Arjuna is offering obeisances from all sides. Prabhupada explains here, he is so much in ecstasy, seeing this universal form, this is his mood. And then Arjuna, now his mood changes. Till now he is glorifying Krishna. Now in text 41-42, Arjuna feels, my God, Krishna is so great. Arjuna knew it, but at this point he is feeling that probably I took Krishna for granted. In English there's a saying, familiarity breeds contempt. So he felt that probably I have insulted Krishna knowingly, unknowingly. I might have hurt Krishna by what I spoke. Because Arjuna and Krishna were such thick friends, they would sleep on the same bed together. When Krishna would come to Hastinapur, Krishna's house was in Dwarka, right? In Hastinapur, Krishna didn't have a house. Where would Krishna stay? He would stay with Arjuna. They would sleep on the same bed together. Now, if both people are sleeping in the same bed, probably in sleep Arjuna might have put his leg on Krishna also. Who knows? Anything can happen, right? They were like sitting together, dining together, doing so many things together. So Arjuna starts to become very reflective. So probably I might have hurt Krishna in so many ways. So now he is seeking forgiveness. Saketi matva prashabam yaduktam he Krishna he Yadav he Saketi Ajnanata mahimanam tavedam maya pramadat pranayema vapi. So Arjuna tells Krishna, in madness or out of love, I might have hurt you, I might have called you my friend, oh Yadav. In so many ways, I might have called you different names, jokingly sometimes. Please forgive me for whatever I have done. This is no good. So Prabhupada explains here, Krishna is so great, but Krishna's real greatness is that Krishna doesn't show his greatness. See, until Arjuna asked, Krishna didn't show the universal form. I mean, imagine if you and I were like Krishna, we would show the universal form everywhere. Again, keep seeing my universal form. We want to keep displaying things. What we have, we want to show off. Krishna is so humble. Krishna never showed Arjuna. Probably when Arjuna told Krishna, my dear Krishna, we both are like equal. That time also Krishna could have said, see this universal form, we can never be equal. Krishna never showed it. Only when Arjuna asked for it, Krishna showed. So Prabhupada explains here that the greatness of Krishna is that Krishna doesn't show his greatness. Krishna, plays his greatness down and he's more interested in a relationship with devotees. That's what the interest of Krishna is. We were reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is explained when the same Krishna comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu was in Varanasi and Mahaprabhu was dancing with the Kirtan and the point is Krishna is more interested not in displaying his greatness but actually connecting with devotees. And Lord Krishna is naturally very humble. I was explaining when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Varanasi, is participating in Kirtan and Mahaprabhu was showing so much symptoms of ecstasy. And when all people assembled there, Mahaprabhu stopped all the symptoms of ecstasy. So great people are not interested in displaying their greatness. Greatness of a personality is in humility. So Lord Krishna is so great, but Krishna never showed his greatness to Arjuna. He was very happy being a friend with Arjuna. So Arjuna is glorifying Krishna. My dear Krishna, we can repeat this text 43. Pitasi lokasya characharasya Swamasya pujascha gurur gariya Rakat samosti abhyadika kutonyo Lokatrayepi pratima prabhava Pitasi lokasya Characharasya. He says, my dear Krishna, you are the father of everyone, of moving, non-moving, you are the father. Tvamasya pujasya, you are worshipable. Gurur gariyan, you are the most respectable, worshipable guru. You are the Adi Guru of everyone. Nattat samosti apyadika kutonyo. No one is equal to you, no one is greater to you. Lokatrayepi apratima prabhava. And your power is immeasurable. In this way, he is glorifying Krishna. So basically, this whole chapter, universal form, this universal form of Krishna, why did Arjuna want Krishna to show this universal form? Only to glorify Krishna. Now that Krishna has shown the universal form, Arjuna is glorifying Krishna like anything. A sincere devotee just wants to glorify Krishna more and more. And then finally in text 44, Arjuna is seeking forgiveness from Krishna. And how does he seek forgiveness? Very beautiful verse. In text 44, Tasmat pranamya pranidhaya kayam prasataye tvam aham ishamityam piteva putrasya sakeva sakyu priya priyas arasi teva suru. He says, my dear Krishna, just like a father forgives mistakes of son, or just like a friend forgives a mistake of another friend, or just like the husband forgives the wife, similarly, my dear Krishna, please forgive all the mistakes that I have done. In this way, he is trying to seek forgiveness from Krishna. And then he tells Krishna, my dear Krishna, my desire is fulfilled now. Now I don't want to see universal form. Bas. I mean, imagine this. If Arjuna had like a real sincere desire to see universal form, he would have told Krishna, remain like this only. Arjuna tells Krishna, I have seen the universal form, now remove this darshan. I don't want to see. Now show me your four-handed form and then your two-handed form again. So Prabhupada explains here very clearly, Arjuna's desire was motivated by only one thing. He wanted to glorify Krishna, he wanted to prove the position of Krishna as the Supreme Lord in front of everyone. Otherwise, he was not at all interested in seeing the universal form. Pure devotees are not interested in seeing the universal form. They want to see the form of Krishna in his two-handed form. So, Arjuna tells Krishna, my dear Krishna, I want to see you in your four-handed form, then in your two-handed form. Text 47. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So, before we get into it, so till verse number 45, 46 is the third section, which is the prayers. Right? Prayers. R-U-P-A. R is request 1 to 4. 5 to 15 verse number is the universal form description. 15 to 45 is Arjuna's response, Arjuna's prayers, Krishna's response. Now the last section, which is verse number 46 till 55, is called armed form. So in this we will see four-hand form and two-hand form of Krishna. And the comparison between the two-hand form of Krishna and the universal form we will understand. Text 47. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya prasidena tavarjunedam Rupam param darshitam atma yogat Tejo mayam vishwam anantamadyam Yanmedvad anyena drashtapurvam. So Lord Krishna says, my dear Arjuna, happily I have shown you my universal form because it was your desire. No one before ever has seen this universal form. Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, only to you have shown. So Prabhupada explains here, because of Arjuna's mercy, all the other demigods could see. But there is one place before this Lord Krishna showed the universal form. You all know where? To Duryodhana. You all know this? When Lord Krishna went as the Shanti Doot and Duryodhana didn't understand Krishna, so Lord Krishna showed the universal form to Duryodhana. But Prabhupada explains here that universal form what Lord Krishna showed to Duryodhana and this universal form is different. So Prabhupada says, Duryodhana did not accept the peace offer, but at the same time Krishna manifested some of his universal forms. But those forms are different from this one showed to Arjuna. This one was a real special one. That was like a little smaller version of it. And then Lord Krishna says in text 48, my dear Arjuna, not by study of Vedas, not by sacrifices, not by charity, not by pious activities, not by penances one can see this form. You cannot see this form of Krishna through all this. How one can see the form of Krishna, Lord Krishna will explain it. But now Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, now your desire is fulfilled. Now you are very, very agitated. Let your agitation go away. May you become peaceful. And may you see this four-handed form and two-handed form of mind. Then Sanjay explains in text 50, Lord Krishna, showed, put out this universal form. He showed his four-handed form and then he showed his two-handed form. So Prabhupada explains here, when Krishna was born in the prison house of Kansa, how was Krishna born? Krishna was born in the four-handed form. And then he assumed the two-handed form. we were in Somnath, Prabhashetra. When Lord Krishna appeared, he appeared in four-handed form and then two-handed. He took a two-handed form. When Lord Krishna departed from the world, from Prabhashetra, Balaka Tirtha, Lord Krishna assumed a four-handed form and then he left. So the point is, Lord Krishna is Vishnu only. Krishna and Vishnu are same. He is the supreme personality of God. So Lord Krishna showed the four-handed form for some time and then he showed the two-handed form. So universal form has how many hands? Unlimited hands. From unlimited hand to four hand, then two hand. So which is greater? Unlimited hand or two hand? Which is greater? Logic says unlimited hand is greater. But we will see the conclusion of this 11th chapter. The 11th chapter is universal form, but the 11th chapter concludes not with the glory of universal form, the glory of two-handed form of Krishna. So when Lord Krishna showed the two-handed form, how does Arjuna respond? Arjuna vacha Trishtvedam manusam rupam Tava somyam chanardana Idanim asmin samvritta Sacheta prakritim gata. So when Arjuna saw this form, he says, "Oh Janardhan, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am composed in mind and I am restored to my original nature." Arjuna is like satisfied. Just like a fish enters into water, fish is satisfied. So Arjuna was seeing the universal form, Arjuna was like desperate, anxious. Now seeing the two-handed form, Arjuna feels, I have returned home. The feeling of coming home was there. So Prabhupada explains here that this is the beauty of Krishna's two-handed form. Krishna's two-handed form is actually the form that can actually satisfy all our hearts. So the word here is Saumya Rupa. Saumya Rupa means gentle, beautiful form. Universal form, how is it described? Ugra Rupa. Dangerous form, scary form. Right? So we all have a choice whether we want to see Krishna's scary form or we want to see Krishna's Saumya, gentle form. Universal form, how did Krishna introduce himself? I am Kal. So universal form basically is the form of death. Prabhupada, there's one conversation that Prabhupada in America, Prabhupada is sitting with some philosophers, scientists. So Prabhupada is telling all of them, you will all see Krishna. Prabhupada is saying that there's this very beautiful video, you will all see Krishna. If you don't want to see Krishna like this, you will see Krishna as death. And Prabhupada tells them, we have a choice. Whether you want to see Krishna as Shyam Sundar or you want to see Krishna as ghastly form as death. That's our choice. Whether we want to see the Ugra form or the Saumya form. So Arjuna is very happy that he is seeing the two-handed form. Now the conclusive 2-3 verses, which is the most important verses of this chapter. Please hear attentively the conclusion of the Virat Roop form, Virat Roop Darshan chapter. Lord Krishna is saying, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sudur Darsham Idam Rupam Trishwan Asiyan Mama Deva Api Asya Rupasya Nityam Darshana Kankshina. So in the previous verse, when Lord Krishna said, my dear Arjuna, I am showing this universal form which is very, very rare. Now, Krishna is speaking about the two-handed form. Krishna is telling Arjuna, Sudurdarisham. This two-handed form is much more difficult to see. For us, they say, the grass is greener on the other side. We are seeing Krishna in two-handed form, but our mind is, when will I see universal form? That is in our question now. But here Lord Krishna is saying that universal form people can see, not a big thing. But seeing this two-handed form is actually very, very rare. And he's telling Arjuna, I have shown this to you. Deva api asya rupasya nityam darshana kankshina. Kankshina means desire. Even demigods are seeking opportunity to see this two-handed form of Krishna. They also don't get it. When Lord Krishna was in Dwarka, even Brahma could have come to see Krishna. Not easy. Even when Lord Krishna was in Vrindavan performing pastimes, Brahma comes there, offers prayers, Lord Krishna tells him, go back soon, don't disturb my Leela. So even demigods don't get entry into Krishna Leela. Indra, he comes and offers prayers, Krishna tells Indra, go back soon, don't disturb me in my Leela. So this two-handed form of Krishna is very, very difficult to see. But we are so fortunate that we are getting to see this beautiful form of Krishna regularly. Like you go for a yatra, you go to Vrindavan, devotees get tired. Prabhuji, how many Krishna you will show me? One temple, another temple, like this Goswami temple, that Goswami temple. Devotees get tired. आप कितना कृष्ण का रूप दिखाएंगे? ये समझना है कि this form of Krishna is, the forms of deities of Krishna is very, very rare to see. Just keep seeing as much as you can. And then in text 53, Lord Krishna says, Naham vedir na tapasa no dane na chiyaya shakya evam vidom drishtum drishtvan asimam yata. Lord Krishna says, the form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood by studying Vedas. Which form Krishna is talking about? Two-handed form. Lord Krishna is saying you cannot understand this two-handed form, you cannot see this form only by studying Vedas, nor by undergoing charity, austerity, worship. You cannot see Krishna like this. So Krishna rejects Dan, Krishna rejects study of Vedas, Krishna rejects Sankhya Yoga, practically everything. So how can one see Krishna and understand Krishna? Text 54, a key verse in this chapter. Bhaktva tva ananya shakya aham evam vidorjuna jnanam drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Bhaktya tva ananya shakya. Shakya means possible. So Lord Krishna says one can see this two-handed form of Krishna, one can understand this form only by undivided devotional service. Pure, Shuddha devotional service. There is no other way. Only through bhakti one can enter into the mystery of Krishna. Otherwise, not possible. So this is what we were discussing. 11th chapter, whichever chapter, 12th chapter is devotional service. We will come to 12th chapter next time. 11th chapter, 10th chapter, 9th chapter, you name any chapter, the conclusion is bhakti only. 6th chapter conclusion bhakti, 11th chapter conclusion bhakti, 10th chapter conclusion bhakti. Everywhere in the Gita, the conclusion is bhakti only. So people criticize Srila Prabhupada. Why is Prabhupada stressing so much about bhakti? Because this is what Krishna is stressing on. Every chapter ends with bhakti. Lord Krishna says only by bhakti one can understand me, otherwise not possible. Text 55, the last verse. Mat karma krit mat paramo mat bhakta sangha varjita nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yasamamiti pandava. So how one should practice bhakti? Mat karma krit. So mat karma krit means you have to use all your activities in connection with Krishna. So Prabhupada explains here in the purport, it's a long purport. So Prabhupada explains if you are a businessman, wonderful. Earn money for Krishna. So Prabhupada says instead of building a building, make a temple for Krishna. So someone may say I am not that capable. So Prabhupada says, if you can't do something great, you can't build a temple for Krishna, a temple that is already there, sweep that temple. Grow flowers for Krishna, patram pushpam phalam toyam, grow tulsi leaves offered to Krishna. Some way or the other, engage in Krishna's service. Mat karma krit. Mat paramo. Mat paramo means our only aim is to attain Krishna's loka, Vaikunta, Golok Vrindavan, not to attain Swarga in any other place. Mat bhakta. We have to become a devotee of Krishna, engage in devotional service, Navvidha bhakti. Sangha varjita. Varjita, that means we have to stay away from non-devotees. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu. Very important. Prabhupada explains it. Nirvaira means no enemies. So this is how one should perform bhakti. Use your activities in Krishna's service. Become a devotee of Krishna. Practice devotional service. Aim to attain the Krishna's world, the spiritual world. And then Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu. No enemy. No enemy means what? That means you are trying to become the friend of everyone. You are trying to help others. And how do you help others? By preaching the mission of Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada gives 3 examples. Jesus Christ, Haridas Thakur, Prahlad Maharaj. Jesus Christ took so much trouble. He was crucified. Why? Because he wanted to show compassion to others. Prahlad Maharaj, he was ready to go to hell. He was ready to suffer. But he wanted to liberate his own father who was about to kill him. Haridas Thakur. The people who are about to kill Haridas Thakur is praying for their deliverance. So Prabhupada says here, there are many examples in history of devotees who have risked their lives for preaching the mission of Krishna consciousness, God consciousness. That means Nirvaira Sarvabhuteshu. So this is the process of bhakti where we are worshipping Krishna, where we are engaging in devotional service, but not for ourselves. We want to help others. The whole mood in which Arjuna wants to see this universal form is not for him. He wants to see this universal form for the world to understand the glory of Krishna. Arjuna is in the mood of preaching. So engaging in this preaching mission is actually the process of bhakti. So this is the acronym for the 11th chapter, Rupa, R-U-P-A. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Anyone has any questions? One single question. What is the difference between the 3 forms? Correct. To Duryodhana. Yeah, we have to see what is the technical difference exactly. But
the same Arjuna saw.
No, Prabhupada says here what Duryodhana saw and Arjuna saw is different. So probably Duryodhana got like a mini version of the universal. Arjuna got like the full scale blown up version. Yashoda Maiya. किसको यशोदा मैया को?
He only opened his mouth and saw the
universe. Yeah, probably you can't say that that's the universal form as such. Yeah.
But it said that 3 times Krishna showed his universal.
Yeah, even that comes in the. I think somewhere Namadhyamya was explaining some technical difference between the 3. Yeah. But Prabhupada does mention one thing, that the universal form is a material form. Prabhupada mentioned it's a material temporary form. It's not a permanent form. Permanent form means what? It has to be in the spiritual world. The form of Krishna, Rama, Narasimha, they are all in the spiritual world. There is no Virat Rup in the spiritual world. Virat Rup is a material world. It's a big form, but it's a temporary. And in some places, Prabhupada mentions it's an imaginary form. It's an imaginary form because it's just a conception at Krishna as the universe. It's just a conception basically, like that.
And the whole of chapter 11 is speaking about that. So how can it be imagined?
Yeah.
He's seen it.
He's seen it, yeah. Prabhupada actually one place he explained that universal form is not imaginary. But in the Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 3rd canto, Prabhupada mentions that it's an imagination. So in Bhagavatam, the way it explains universal form is, it explains that the middle planetary system is the waist of Krishna. Brahma Lok is the head of Krishna. Patal Lok is the leg of Krishna. So that form is like, the 14th planetary system is imagined like the universe. But one thing is clear that it is not like a highly spiritual form that devotee should.
Cannot be worshipped.
Cannot be worshipped, yeah.
Basically, it is to show that everything is.
Yeah, to show the glory of Krishna.
तो ये जो विराट रूप था महाभारत में दिखाया और दुर्योधन को उसके पहले दिखाया तो इसको सभी लोगों ने देखा या कुछ ही लोगों ने?
नहीं, यहाँ कुरुक्षेत्र की रणभूमि में सिर्फ अर्जुन ने देखा. Prabhupada is very clear on this. Only Arjuna could see. For others, they were just wondering what was happening. They never could see. Sanjay could see.
Yes.
Arjun, Sanjay, only 2 people. And then those who are in the heavenly realms and all that.
दुर्योधन को जब दिखाया था तो only Bhishma and Vidur could see.
I don't remember that section of Bhagavad.
I don't think anybody else could see. Only Duryodhana could see.
I don't know that also.
Bhishma and Vidura, many people saw, and they say, no, why this person still don't want to does not do compromise.
Duryodhana saw the universal form, but his mood was Krishna is a Mayavi. Krishna is an illusionary guy. Arjuna saw the universal form, surrendered to Krishna. Duryodhana, even after seeing that, he couldn't surrender. So that's the point. Okay, we'll stop here. We are going to go over time.